Hey everybody, it's Shelby from Staying Books, and even though I am fast running out of light, this night shift thing is killing my shooting schedule. So we're going with what light we have, and it's just going to be a little bit darker today. But I did want to get up my Tome Topple TBR. So for those of you that are unaware of what Tome Topple is, it is a readathon organized by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. I will link the Goodreads group down below, as well as Sam's announcement video for anyone that's interested in it. But basically, Tome Topple is a readathon that is starting at midnight on November 18th, so whatever midnight is in your time zone, and runs through midnight on December 1st. So it's a 2-week readathon, and the entire goal of Tome Topple is to read tomes, books over 500 pages. I do have a couple of books planned. I have a couple that I absolutely am going to read, and a couple that I would like to get to, but with the way my schedule's been lately, I'm not super positive that that's gonna happen. I have just been so exhausted. My reading has dropped way down, and working nights is draining. And so it's like I get home at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not getting up until 1 or 2, and it's just, I'm wiped out. And being sick for the last week and a half has not helped either. But I'm really excited about this readathon, so hopefully it will motivate me to read more and more often. And I am hopeful that I will get through a number of these books. So there are a couple of challenges that are part of the readathon as well. You can do them, not do them, it's totally up to you. I am focusing on three of the 5, I guess. So the challenges are: 1, read more than 1 tome. 2, read a graphic novel. 3, read a tome that's part of a series. 4, buddy read a tome. Use Goodreads, Twitter, whatever. Find a buddy, your friend that you want to read something with. And then 5, read an adult novel. So I'm definitely going to be trying to read more than 1 tome. And I have 1 that's part of a series, and they're all adult novels. So I'm hitting 3 of the 5. I'm definitely not leaning towards doing a graphic novel. And I would love to buddy read something, but my reading list is very specific, so if somebody wants to jump in with me, fantastic. If I have more time, maybe I'll try and throw something together, but this is what I'm planning right now. So the first book I intend to read for Tome Topple is The Interludes by Santino Hassel. This is the 3rd book in the Company of Shadows series. I was a little worried at first that maybe this wouldn't count, because the only stipulation with tomes in this readathon is that you can't read a bind-up of shorter novels to get to the 500 pages. If all of the novels in the bind-up are over 500 pages, then it would count, but not as a bunch of short stories or anything like that. So this book is kind of questionable, but I'm going to count it because it is a 900-page book. And while the author describes it as a series, an anthology of short stories that happen between books 2 and book 4 within the series, I've read a lot of the reviews, and people basically say it's not really a bunch of short stories so much as it's just switching points of view of different things that are happening during the time. So to me, it's not really it's not pitched with this is one short story, this is another short story. It's just like you change perspectives. So I'm counting it as this works because it's not like you can find these as separate books elsewhere, or that they're all titled and whatnot. They're just different points of view within the story, from my understanding. And it's 900 pages, and I really need to read it. And I really want to read it because I want to get through this whole series. And they're all 900,000 page books, so part of a series, definitely over 500 pages. And it's an adult novel. It's actually a dystopian, very, very dark world, spies and assassins book, and the series is really fantastic. Sin and Boyd are 2 of my favorite characters of all time. Well, not Boyd as much as Sin. Sin is the bombest assassin, bad guy, killer. Oh my god, my heart breaks. I love this guy. So I really am looking forward to that one. And the other book that I absolutely know I'm going to get to is Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. This is the book that inspired Lin-Manuel Miranda to write the Hamilton musical. I really was curious about the biography that he read that inspired him to dive into Hamilton's life. And I have it on audio, so since I have a 30-minute drive every day to work, I'm going to sit and listen to this book. It is 818 pages. It's like 36 hours on audio, I think. So I'm probably going to have to try and listen to it in other places, but I'm really, really looking forward to this. It is also Fits for Nonfiction November, and that was a big thing for me. I really wanted to get at least a book or two in for Nonfiction November, and I decided that the audiobooks that I would listen to this month would all be nonfiction. The two that I plan to make sure I get to are The Interludes and Alexander Hamilton, but I am adding 2 other books onto this list as potential possibles. One, I am hoping that my order gets here soon and I can start on it because I really want to read it. That is The Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. I've been meaning to get to this book for a while. I read the first book in the series back in the summer, and I really want to read this one. I did order it, and it is on its way, but I don't know exactly when it's going to get here. So if I get it before the end of the month, I'm definitely going to dive into reading that one. And again, because it's Nonfiction November, I have added a couple of nonfiction books to my TBR just that sounded interesting. And so I have Darwin's Dangerous Idea, Evolution and the Meanings of Life by Daniel C. Dennett. I really want to get to this. I may get it from the library or see if I finish up Alexander Hamilton, I would get it on audio. But I just want to keep adding some nonfiction books into my life. I don't read a lot of them, and every time I do, I end up finding out that I really enjoyed the book. So it'll be a slow read because it's going to be a lot more dense, like science-based information, but I am very, very curious about this one. It was recommended off of a nonfiction science list, and so I thought I would dive in and check that out. So anyway, those are my 4 books I am potentially thinking about reading over the course of the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm definitely going to get to Interludes and Alexander Hamilton. Whether I get to the other 2 is up in the air. I would really like to get to Clockwork Prince. That's really high on my list, and as long as it gets here in time, I will definitely be reading it. So that's my planned TBR for Tome Topple. Let me know what you think, and hopefully a few more people out there will be joining us on this readathon. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get started here in a couple hours because I'm shooting this last minute, again, because my work schedule's been so crazy, and technically the readathon starts in 9 hours. So Interludes is going to be up right away at midnight. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and look forward to talking to you all in the comments. Have a great day. Bye.